Is the big debate on both sides of the line of control. Should this footage be made public or not? Joining us on this broadcast is Lieutenant General B.S. Jaswal. He's been former Army Commander of the Northern Command. He's commanded the areas of Uri, Baramulla and the entire Northern Command. Also with us is Sushant Sareen. General Jaswal feels that the footage should be made public. General Jaswal, you understand the risks involved in making the footage public, yet you believe that India should settle this, defeat Pakistan's propaganda machine by putting this footage out. Could you explain the rationale behind the line that you're taking and the position that you've taken, sir?
It will not be appropriate on my part to say whether this footage should be made public or not. The government is there and the army is there. They would decide whether we should make it public or not. There would be certain issues involved with it, and which we may not like to highlight to the public. It's on need-to-know basis. So I don't think I should be answering that. The government is responsible for taking a decision on this particular policy.
Okay, Sushant Sareen, you've argued very strongly that this footage must not be made public. Why do you have such strong reservations with this footage being made public?
No, honestly, I don't have any very strong reservations. My point is that if you really want to rub the nose of the Pakistanis in the dust and force their hand to either try and escalate or just like I said, rub their nose in the dust, then you make it public, and perhaps that temptation would be there. But I think what the government is doing is making a political call. There could be some tactical reasons why the footage cannot be made, the raw footage cannot be made available, but it is also possible that it's a political call taken by the government, because the government is very clear. They don't want to actually, they're not interested in escalating. They want to deliver a message. They delivered it. If there is some other misadventure from the Pakistani side, the message will be even stronger. I think there's that clarity in the government, but they don't want to unnecessarily escalate matters. But I'm sure because of the kind of hysterical propaganda in Pakistan, there would be an temptation. Let me give you an example, Rahul. In 2004, a bunch of journalists from India were taken to POK, and we traveled across practically the length and breadth of POK. When we reached Muzaffarabad, because there are a lot of references to terrorist training camps in Muzaffarabad, all these Pakistani journalists and the the Pakistani officials would come and ask us, trying to be too clever by half, that so did you see any terrorist training camps? So our response to them used to be, have you taken us to any of the terrorist training camps? Unless you made the terrorist training camps in the center of the city where we were staying, how do we know where exactly the terrorist training camps are? Or because let us get the coordinates and let us go and check those places out. So they kept quiet. So I think this is the kind of too clever by half kind of propaganda which has been done by taking these guys on a tourist this thing, because they would have never been taken to the launching pads which are so close to the LOC that nobody really ventures out there unless it's the army.
General Jaswal, because Pakistan is playing this devious game of propaganda, taking international journalists, taking their own journalists to God alone knows where. We don't know whether they were taken to the exact sites where the incursions took place, or to some random place nearby. We don't even know the villagers who are being spoken to are the real villagers who were there where the attacks took place, or some villagers from a nearby village. Would some of those questions get settled? Because these questions are being asked in Pakistan, these questions are being asked in India, they're also being asked internationally. Do those questions get settled if India actually puts out videographic evidence, General Jaswal?
Yes, what I have said, the right word which Mr. Sushant Sareen said was the raw footage. Once we decide what we must tell, because India wants to know, Pakistan is carrying out a propaganda. Once we are convinced about having selected portions of the video which is supposed to be told to our nation, I think we should make it public. If we have done it, we have done it, and we are powerful enough to do it. But there is a point in time when this raw footage is, connect the dots and thereafter put up a correct video.
No, there's no question of putting out raw footage, but edited footage which shows India's incursion, which shows terror-occupied camps being taken apart, that footage being put out. Do you suppose that sends the right message to a domestic constituency and to the world at large, General Jaswal?
Yes, very much. we are going to say one line, that we will decimate a threat before it manifests in terms of effect on us. And the terrorist camps, if in case they are posted against us and we can see them right in our vicinity, we will go across. In any case, this LC is actually of the POK, which is our territory. We have gone in our territory and destroyed these. Our line should be very clear. We will not allow these terrorist camps to be effective against us. But you see, a raw footage, it's not good for extrapolation, in the sense, once you have done the footage, you have connected the dots, you have put up a plausible video, thereafter, the whole country wants to know, what did we do? And Pakistan, we must show it, this is the slap we gave you. Okay. That is the kind of offensive posture which we should adopt. And you are absolutely right. I have no doubt in my mind that they are taking these, a bunch of media people and foreign delegates or whatever it is to places, to villages where we had not even gone. There's a typical.
That's interesting. General Jaswal now says, Sushant, don't put out raw, unedited footage. You can pick the parts you want to put out. Let's imagine the propaganda value of actually seeing a terror camp in POK going out. You've been part of some of the briefings that have had the government talk about what they actually did. I've attended a few as well. The footage from the people who've seen it sounds to be fairly dramatic, where you've got terror camps going apart. There's some ammunition lying over there. You've got some petrol and some fuel lying over there, all of it exploding. That has a certain propaganda value. In the same way as Pakistan is taking these international journalists, they're taking domestic journalists, and General Jaswal says we don't even know who are the people they're talking to, whether they're the people who were there where the actual attack took place or some people close by. If you're 10 kilometers away, obviously you'll see nothing.
Yes, I totally agree on that.
Yeah, exactly, because
Pakistan
most of these terror launch pads, and look, these are very shallow raids. Sorry, sir, if I may. See, these are very shallow raids. These are not very deep penetration, 3 kilometers, 4 kilometers, 5 kilometers. They're not that much. They were very shallow raids. So, unless it's somebody's case that those villages were located next to the terror launch pads, which is not really the case, that is not the way this thing works, number one. Number two, Rahul, you would remember when Kasab's name came out and his village was identified, you would remember that when journalists would go out there, the Pakistani security machinery had such a massive kind of a clampdown on that place that everybody in that village used to say that Kasab never lived in this village. So, you know, that is also the kind of dramatics which the Pakis always do. That is one point. The other point is that, you know, there have been strikes even earlier, during General Jaswal's time, perhaps even earlier, when he would have been out there. These strikes have been done. Those were, again, very, very tactical strikes, not, you know, with the kind of multiple targets at the same time kind of a thing declared. So I think we never released any footage back then. We probably are not going to release any footage now. And the final point is that when you have a country which is in such a kind of a dilemma, in such a denial, regardless of what footage you put out, they're going to claim, no, this is fake footage. That's what the Pakistanis do. And finally, you know, we hear of special forces raids in rest of the world, in, you know, Iraq and Syria by the American special forces, or for that matter, the raid to take out Osama bin Laden. I haven't seen any public availability of the footage to take out Osama bin Laden. I've seen Zero Dark 30, that's Hollywood, but I haven't seen any footage from the actual operation. Have you? I don't know.
Which maybe some Bollywood director can make. I want to go across to Jan Azakjai. He's a leader of Nawaz Sharif's party, joining us via Skype. Mr. Azakjai, you know, this propaganda machine in Pakistan seems to be on overdrive. You're taking a bunch of international and Pakistani journalists to God alone knows where. We don't know. It's quite farcical what Pakistan is doing actually, because we don't know which areas you're taking these journalists to, whether you're actually getting them to the right place, talking to the right people who saw the Indian incursion of people some 8-10 kilometers away. It just seems to be a huge propaganda effort on the part of your government and your army, Mr. Azakjai.
Rahul, I can understand India is at the heart of the horn of dilemma. It wants to act as if it is the United States of America, of South Asia. It wants to have across the what it call surgical strikes into Pakistan, but it has no proof to prove that. Even it did not produce the Hollywood, the Bollywood sort of stunt as it do it in its movies. Even it the international community has not observed it, i.e. the Kashmir Observation Group, and it really want to get a political mileage, which is understandable. But have a ball, have a guts. I mean, show to the world and prove it that you have done it. All we are trying to call your bluff. We are saying you are lying
Mr.
Azagzai, to your people.
You're not trying to call our bluff, because if we were tomorrow, one second, Mr. Azagzai, if Ajit Doval were to put out the footage tomorrow, you will say, why don't you listen to me, Mr. Azagzai?
We are challenging you. You have not done it. You are telling lies to the world, and nobody is buying it because you have no conclusive evidence, and people laughing at your propaganda.
Mr. Azagzai.
No, I am just explaining.
Rahul, but
well,
if
Rahul,
he has not done it,
Rahul,
then he should be laughing it off. Why is he getting hysterical?
Well, I am saying Pakistan is smart enough.
Why is he getting hysterical? This guy always gets hysterical.
Rahul, let me tell you this. I mean, don't insult common sense. Pakistan is a rational actor and smart enough not to put any so-called terrorist paid along the LOC, which is highly fortified. Pakistan is not a stupid country. If you really want to send a incursion, it will really send militants into India. It would not have a launching pad there. So don't insult common sense.
Mr. Azagzai,
people laugh at what you are saying.
No one's laughing. The only people who are laughing are people in Pakistan, and actually they are petrified. Just tell me one thing, Mr. Azagzai. Your Prime Minister, the leader of your party, why don't you hear me, sir, called an emergency meeting of all parties. 1 second, sir. Rawalpindi co-commanders have met multiple times. The army chief has rushed to the borders to see what's happening. If India did nothing, why is Pakistan in such panic?
We have, shown it to the world that we believe in restraint. We will not get provoked. However, if we are attacked, it will be a tit-for-tat response. Remember, Pakistan's territorial integrity and security, if it is put on stake, then everything is off the table. Remember, Pakistan would go to any land. That is our national resolve. However, we are a responsible nation. We will not threat as you are threatening Pakistan, as your elite is threatening Pakistan. We will match.
General Jaswal, you're hearing the voice from Pakistan. He's saying this is a joke, it's a bluff. They're saying we're laughing at India. All this gets resolved. You put out parts of the footage, you show terror camps in Pakistan, occupied Kashmir being blown to smithereens, and then people like Azagzai won't have anything to say.
Can I come in?
Yes, General Jaswal.
First of all, the Pakistani speaker, just a second. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you, sir. Strength 5, go ahead.
Yeah. First of all, whatever the Pakistani speaker is saying, I think you summed it up beautifully well. Why is Pakistan in panic if nothing has happened? Secondly, I have a great regard for my panelist, Mr. Sushant. But I may not agree. Can you read me?
Yeah, I hear you. Sushant, the other problem also is that even if you were to put out the images of this terror strike, people like Jan Azagzai will say, this is a Hollywood Bollywood film. They've got Yashraj to do it. This is a Modi Yashraj joint production. So even if you put out the film, it's not as if they'll realize their folly. It's not as if they'll accept that their terror camps existed and that we went and smoked them out. Sushant.
Rahul, the problem on this is that, it's really going to confront the Pakistan. It has confronted the Pakistan army with a grave dilemma. The point is that if supposing nothing had happened, like you say, that why is there so much of activity inside Pakistan, meeting after meeting, statements which are at variance with each other. The army says nothing happened. The Prime Minister says this is naked aggression. The Defence Minister says that, you've done it once, never do it again. So the statements don't match, number one. Number two, the flurry of meetings, that whole thing that, look, nothing has happened. The reason is that this will force their hand. They will have to then do something, which means that they go up to the escalation ladder. And from the Indian side, it's very clear. We don't want escalation, but if you are going to try and do something funny, then we are not going to be, we are not going to back down.
You should be thankful that India is acting with so much restraint and so much statesmanship.
Number two,
if we put out the images, Your army is then in some senses forced to accept that they were unable to protect the line of control, that these terror camps existed, that they've now got busted, and then they'll be under pressure to act. You should actually be saying thank you, Prime Minister Modi, thank you Ajit Doval for such high levels of statesmanship. We appreciate what you did.
But that's what the GHQ is saying.
Mr. Azakzai?
Yes, I mean, my question will be, and if I heard you rightly, is this: when you have high fortified LOC, when you have, more than 7.7 million troops in Indian Hill Kashmir, why Uri happens? Why, the second incident happened? You don't want to ask any question from your army that why the hell you are being, paid for this job, but you are not up to that, and then you blame Pakistan for all your problems that you have in terms of security.
I don't know where you're getting your numbers from. We don't have 1.7 million people in Kashmir. I can tell you one thing, we don't have 1.7 million standing army in Kashmir. That data is factually incorrect.
Okay, let me put it another way. LOC is a highly militarized zone. You have very strategic places there, and you have been, in Kashmir for the last so many years, quelling, the Kashmir uprising. Yet Uri happens, yet...
No, and therefore when Uri happens, now the surgical strike happens, and that's the message that gets sent to Pakistan. I'm going to end it there. General Jaswal, Sushant Sareen, Jan Azakzai for joining me on the newsroom tonight. Thank you very much. This is a call the government needs to take. It can't be taken under pressure from Pakistan. It can't be taken because there are some skeptics in India who don't believe what the government is saying. The message has been bought by the domestic constituency, the world at large. While this encounter was on, Susan Rice, Pakistan's National Security Advisor, was on the phone with her Indian counterpart Ajit Doval. Their tech int picked up what was taking place along the line of control. The world knows what's happened. Pakistan knows what's happened, which is why all these panicky meetings are taking place. Now it's for the government to take a cool, calm, collected decision on whether they wish to put this out in the public domain or not. In the midst of all of this, there was a terrible terror attack in Baramulla today. Here's the full story.
At around 10:20 in the night, a group of terrorists crossed River Jhelum. At 10:25 p.m, Jawans noticed suspected movement near the 46th Rashtriya Rifles Army camp, which has one BSF company quartered inside. The camp is located only 20 to 30 yards away from the river bank. At 10:30 p.m, two terrorists attacked the BSF picket. Within no time, both the parties were engaged in heavy gun battle. The heavily armed terrorists lobbed grenades at the army. The army also retaliated with equal force. In the process, one BSF constable got critically injured. By 11:30 p.m, firing mellowed and the terrorists also began to withdraw. But at 11:45 p.m, the two terrorists once again brazenly opened fire, and this time at army picket of 46th Rashtriya Rifle Army camp. At 7 in the morning, during combing operations, a GPS, one magazine of AK-47 and a compass was recovered. By 8 o'clock, the search operation was called off. Bureau Report, India Today.
On the newsroom, we're slipping into a quick break.